Hello there. And today we are back with another video. And I told you guys this, I just don't want to be a reaction channel, right? I want to do a bunch of things on this channel that like does a lot of things with Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Harry Potter, all the nerdy things, shows and whatever I want to talk about. This is just a channel I want to do whatever. So not just reactions. So idea I had is, you know what else is famous other than reactions? Is tier lists. And I didn't know what to start off with, but I was like, let me just start off with my favorite show of all time. My favorite show, and I think this will also help you guys get to know me better, is actually The Office. So yeah, Office is my number one show of all time. It's my favorite show. I probably watched it about. It's getting to that 20th mark. I just put it on just to put it on sometimes because it's so good. You don't even have to watch in order. Like I could go on YouTube TV and just whatever they have live on, I could press it on, and it's just like I know it's gonna be a good episode. And it's gonna make me laugh, even though when I know which joke is coming, and it still makes me laugh. I just love this show. So I thought something different other than a reaction is ranking all the characters, whatever they have on this tier list maker website. So whatever characters they have, they have. I'm sure they won't have every single character like the guest characters and stuff. I'm sure they won't have every single one of them, but at least the main cast and the big stars will be on this tier list. So we're gonna be ranking all of them. And I'm going to be explaining why I put them in which tier. So the tiers, we got a S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. So yeah, we're just going to go through it. I don't want to stall. This video might not be, this looks like a shorter tier list, so I doubt this won't be too long, to be honest. And I think, like I said, since I watched The Office so much, I pretty much know my answers as soon as I see them, for the most part. And we're starting off with Michael Scott, played by Steve Carell here. That's an easy S tier. I don't know if I consider him my number one. That's hard. Once I get to my character that I think could be titled number one, I'll debate it when I get to that character. But there's not much explaining to do here. I mean, you could say most people would say he made the show, to be honest, his character, and it's crazy because if you watch the first season, which was only 6 episodes, his character wasn't even that great. Like it was almost like too cringy and the jokes just were not hitting. But once you get past that first season, I know everyone says this about every show, but if you never watched The Office, once you get past the first season of The Office, it's really good. And it's only 6 episodes and they're like 20 minutes. That'll literally take you a day to literally not even like that'll take I'm telling you, you can do that in one day. Just finish the first season. So if you never watched Office before, I mean, if you clicked on this video, I'm gonna assume you did, but I'm saying I think all Office fans can agree once you get past the first season, it's really good. But back to my point, anyways, he wasn't the best character, so it's kind of crazy when you watch that first season how bad his character was, and then throughout the rest of the show, he's literally one of the best characters, if not the best character. Now, people say when he left, the show fell off. In my opinion, I'm on the side of it didn't fall off. Yes, the last few seasons without him isn't as good as the other seasons when he was there. I won't lie there, but they're still really good seasons. And they let the other characters shine, and I think that's what actually I have some of my favorite episodes from the last few seasons, only because he left and they allowed other characters to have really fun episodes, like Andy becoming manager, having funny episodes, Jim having more time. They even had Daryl do a lot in the last few seasons, so and that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, Michael Scott, easy S tier. He made the show. Let's go on to next. Oscar. Where do I put Oscar here? This one is hard because I think he is funny, but like I don't think he definitely doesn't deserve S or A tier. I'm debating if I throw him. I think I put him in the B. And when I say he's mid, when people say mid, it makes it sound like they're bad. Mid is not bad at all. Just middle just means he's in the middle of like whatever list you're doing. A tier list. He's just in the middle. He's not top tier, but he's definitely not bottom tier. He has a lot of funny moments, but I would definitely put him right in the middle. I think mid for him is like really really good. I mean, he has one of my favorite moments of him and Michael Scott kissing. If you didn't know, that was actually improvised. They weren't actually supposed to touch lips, and Steve Carell decided to actually kiss him, and that's one of the funniest moments of this show. You can even watch the other characters' faces and how shocked they are because they weren't actually supposed to kiss. And then we have David Wallace. I almost forgot his name. He had good moments, but I don't think he deserves to be over Oscar. So I'm definitely gonna put him C tier. But he has good moments, but he also wasn't in it too much. Like it's weird because I think he is a big character of the show, but he wasn't in it too much. And then he even he wasn't even the boss when he got to the last few seasons there. When the one company took over. Why am I forgetting? Saber when Saber took over. So yeah, David Wallace. I think that's the easy C. No more explaining. Dude, Gabe Lewis. I think as a character, I think he's a C as well, and I think David Wallace is better, so I'm gonna put him right next to David Wallace. But like, I think his character's annoying, but the actor plays it well. I'm forgetting the actor's name, but he plays it well. But I think he's also seen he has good moments, but definitely wasn't like up there. I think a C is fair as well. Now, Jim, this is when I got to it. My favorite character is either between wow, that didn't make sense. Between Jim or Michael. I don't know which one I like more. He's definitely S tier. I can know that. I just don't know what I like more. I think I'm gonna. This might be crazy, but I think I'm gonna go Jim. I think Jim is my favorite. Oh, alone. Oh, does it not let you switch? There we go. That's how you switch it. I think Jim is definitely my favorite. Out of all, like it's between him or Michael, but I'm gonna go Jim. I'm gonna go Jim. That's the final. Jim is just I feel like when people say Michael made the show, every time someone says that, actually, I feel like they're kind of dissing Jim a lot because I think Jim, this might be a crazy hot take, but I think Jim is just as iconic as Michael for this show. I mean, in my opinion, I think you can even debate he's the main character. A lot of people assume it's Michael Scott. You can even debate Jim is the main character because also he was also in every season, right? Michael was in the last few seasons. Jim went all the way to the end. So in my opinion, Jim is the main character of the show. They focus on him a lot. He gets his love story of Pam and stuff. So for me, easy S tier. I don't know if there'll be anybody else that hits S tier, to be honest, because those two are top two. But we'll see when we get to them. Kevin. Man, this is hard. This is hard, man. I mean, I feel like he's B as well. I feel like he's in the same category as Oscar. He has funny moments. I mean, he gets probably just as much screen time as Oscar, right? He's a main side character, if that makes sense. He's on the main cast of The Office, but he is still a side character. He isn't like on the level of Michael or Jim or Pam, right? He doesn't get as much episodes or screen time as them. So I don't think he's up there, but he is really funny. But yeah. What's her name? I'm blanking on her name. Oh, Joe. Joe. I think we have our first D tier, to be honest. I think as an actress, she's cool. I like her in The Waterboy and stuff. But to be honest, like, I don't know. I just didn't care for her. Like, I'm not saying she was like bad. No, I'm saying she's bad. If I'm putting her in D, I'm saying she's bad. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't care for her. Joe's just like whatever. She came in there like when when Michael's about to leave or whatever. She came in like towards the end or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. She's kind of there. I don't even really know how to talk about her too much because I just don't remember too much of her. Like she's so forgettable, and that's saying something. When I watched The Office, that's the show I watched the most in my life. It is what it is. She has cool moments, but she's definitely D. Oh, this is easy D. Phyllis. Oh jeez. Oh my god, easily the worst character. I can't even know. I don't even know. I'm sorry, but she is so bad and she is so annoying. She thinks she's all of that all the time. She thinks she runs the office. I'm like, Phyllis, calm down. You're not that girl. You're not him, pal. You're not him. So yeah, for me, Phyllis is easy D. She might be my least favorite. By the end of this tier, she might be all the way down here. For you know what? Can we add another tier? Is there any way to add a tier? I don't think there's any way to add a tier. I'm pretty sure there is, but wait, what did that just do? No, okay. I really wanted to add a tier, to be honest, because I was gonna make an F tier and put her there because she's just that bad. What's her name? Oh no, I might not remember her name. Nelly. It might be Nelly. I think it's Nelly. D. But Phyllis is worse. Like I said, she probably might be my most hated. But Nelly is just as cringe as Phyllis, to be honest. Honestly, out of when they added like when Michael left or whatever, or she might have joined when Michael stayed. But when they added all those characters, like that one season, they added Nelly, those other two assistants or whatever. They just were adding a bunch of new characters towards the last few seasons. She might be my least favorite out of the newer characters, to be honest with you. I didn't care for her. I don't know. I keep blanking on all these names. What was his name? This is gonna bother. Charles. Charles. I was about to look it up because I was like, I gotta remember this. Charles is actually very, very funny. Obviously, I'm gonna actually put him all the way at B tier. I think. No, I'm gonna put him at A. This might be crazy. Charles is dude. Idris Elba as well, amazing actor. He was funny, dude. He had a lot of good moments. This is gonna be our first A slot. I think him and Jim's beef was funny. I'm glad how they did that in the show because all the bosses have always liked Jim, from Michael Scott to Andy, whoever it was. They just because Jim is he is probably the most sane or good employee out of all of them there. So it makes sense why every boss likes him. But uh, he just didn't. Charles just did not like Jim. I thought their beef was funny. One of the funniest moments is when Jim kicks the soccer ball when they went to go play soccer. When Jim was lying about liking soccer and he kicks Phyllis right in the face is one of the funniest moments from The Office, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm putting him at A. This guy, I don't even know his name, to be honest. I'm blanking on his name. That's easy D. I don't even know what to really say about him, bro. He's just here. He's one of he. I think he came in with like Nelly. Like I said, he was in that set of the newer characters, and he's fine, to be honest. I think I like the other assistant guy better than him, so I think he's also D. But I like him more than Nelly and Phyllis, so I'm gonna put him right there. Um, I think Joe. I think I might like it. I think I might like him more to Joe too. So yeah, I'm putting him at the front of D, but he is at D. Mose. I think he can't be anything than a C, higher than a C, only because I'm gonna put him over Gabe actually, only because every time he had a scene, it was like a 15-second scene. I feel like, but those 15 seconds were really funny. He had a little quick, little funny scene, so I'll put him at C for that. The security guard, I think his name was Hank. I think it's Hank. Um, I don't know. I think he's over Nelly and Phyllis because they annoy me, but he's D. He's just there, right? He's like Todd Packer. I found him a little cringe, to be honest. I didn't care for his humor, to be honest, his character. So I think he's also in D as well. I think I like Joe and the assistant better. I think he's over Hank only because he has a little more scenes, but I didn't care for his humor. Stanley has some very funny reactions. Stanley got to be A. Stanley got to be A, my man. I think he's definitely out of the side characters. I like him over Oscar and Kevin at the moment. I'm talking about the ones that we have in the tier list. I like Stanley. All right, he's funny. His reactions are funny. Every time they did an episode focus on him, I thought it was really good. I like the episode when he talked back to Michael, and the whole time Michael was trying to get authority back, but then at the end, he was like, "Oh, everyone leave the room. I gotta talk to him." And he just started crying and begging Stanley. He was like, "Why are you so mean to me?" or whatever. That's a really good episode. Stanley is actually he might be the most underrated character in this list, or just in the whole Office. He's very, very funny. So yeah, he deserves to be an A. Holly. I liked Holly. I really did like Holly. Um, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna put her at A as well. I think she's not better than Stanley or Charles. I don't know why I keep linking on Charles, but I like Holly. Oh, what I meant to do is too. I wanted to put Stanley over Charles. Let me just fix this. So yeah, Stanley's number one in A. Holly's a A as well. She was funny. She was literally just a girl, Michael Scott. So she is very good for the short time she was in the show. Pam, easy S. Easy S for Pam. She's not over Michael or Jim, but she's definitely S tier character. She has really funny moments. I think her best seasons was definitely like two to four. After that, I didn't like her when she. I mean, she can't control it. When she was pregnant, I know she was pregnant in real life, but like so I know they had to limit her more. But she was just her character wasn't it during those seasons. But before her pregnancy, her character was really good and deserves to be S tier, 100%. I mean, it's Pam, and then her and Jim love story. It's a really cool, important of the show. So I love that. Daryl, ooh man, Daryl is funny, but he's definitely with like Oscar and Kevin. But I think he's the funniest out of them three at the moment. So all those people in B tier, he's definitely the funniest. But he's definitely right in the middle too. Again, mid is not bad. He's just not top tier, not bottom tier. He was a good character. He had funny moments. He's just directly in the middle. He was actually better towards the later of the seasons because at first he was just another warehouse worker, when we barely got to see him. We only seen him when we went to the warehouse. We had warehouse episodes, or maybe he was in the back of some episodes. He wasn't doing too much, but once we got to the later seasons, that he got a better character. Him and Jim started running that that sports company, which he got a lot more character development. So if he was just a warehouse character the whole time, I would definitely have him like C or D. But since those later seasons did save him with this character, he definitely deserves a B and B. And I think he did have those later seasons. He might have had better moments than Oscar and Kevin. Oh, I'm forgetting this guy's name. I think his name's probably down there. But Pam's first boyfriend at the first season, her ex, I guess. Roy. I think it's Roy, right? Roy. Uh, Even though he was a piece of crap, it was an interesting character. So I think I'm gonna put him over Mose and Gabe, but not over David Wallace. I think right there in C is good, in my opinion. I think that's a good fit right there. And then Dwight. Hmm. Here, I know he's definitely S tier. There's no debate about that. I just don't know where to put him in S tier. Like, like I said, I don't think anybody's taken over Jim and Michael for me. Like they're gonna be top two. But my question: do I like him over Pam? I think I will put him over Pam only because, like I said, Pam in those later seasons like what was okay. Dwight through the whole show was a really good character, and I think him and Jim's beef and pranking each other, or I guess Dwight didn't prank him too much. There's more just Jim pranking Dwight. It's obviously probably the best moments of the show. So yeah, he's S tier. I'll put him above Pam just because the later seasons are screwing Pam. I almost considered putting her at A because of the later seasons, but I think she deserves that, so I'm gonna keep her there. Angela, ooh, she's A. She's A. She is funny to me. She's over, she's over David Wallace and Holly as well. Stanley's still better, but Angela's very very funny. Her character is it's very not. I definitely would hate her in real life, but because she's so like that character's like that, she cracks me up. And I think she's actually her and Stanley are the two most underrated characters in the show, in my opinion. For the side characters too, they have some very good, just quick, funny, like 30-second scene moments that are very very funny. And in her, I think my favorite time of her character is when she was with Andy and being a piece of crap to Andy. I think was the funniest things because just seeing Andy's reactions to that was just really good. Aaron, Aaron is funny, dude. I love Aaron. I love this. Might be a hot take, and y'all might flip out. This might be my biggest hot take of the whole tier list. S tier. Oh my god. I didn't think out of all the newer characters, she changed the show. Every time I get to her when she joins the show in the office, I was like, I wish this character was in the earlier seasons because she is really funny, dude. And her and Michael's relationship and just her being so out of it, I guess, like not the smartest person in the world is funny because Michael can manipulate her. Manipulate. Let's get some speech practice. Manipulate her. There we go. We got it. Let me get a sip of water soon. That might be a problem. We just been yapping. So yeah, Erin might be the biggest hot take as S tier. She's very very funny. I wish she was in the earlier seasons. She'd probably be one of my favorite characters of the show. But since she wasn't there too long, she's at the end of the S tier. But I don't care what y'all say. She's S tier for me. Yeah, I love Erin. And then when her and Andy start dating, that was a good couple. And she carries the last few seasons as well. I think when Michael leaves, she's definitely one of the characters that carries the show. And I like her story. And then when they went to Florida and she stayed at Florida or whatever, that was a good little story as well. So she's a good character. I don't care what y'all say. She's S tier. Bob Vance, can't forget his name because every time he introduced himself to somebody, hi, Bob Vance. Hi, Bob Vance. Vance Refrigeration. So, but that's all he did. So to be honest, he's D. I'm not gonna. Sorry, y'all. He is D. Like I said, I'll put him over. I'll put him. He's like I said. I hate Nelly and Phyllis, so they're. I'll even put him over them, even if that's all he did. But yeah, he is definitely D tier. This is assistant I liked better. I think he was a little funnier. But he's D tier as well. But he's number one on D tier. He's number one because he passed the assistant. So I'll put him there, but like I said, I don't care for those two. I don't even know both of their names. Wait, one of them was Clark, I think. Was this Clark, and who's this? I don't know. I think one might be Clark though. Now it's popping back in mind. And then why am I forgetting his name? But he is very very cool. He's an amazing actor. He has to be. I think he's A tier, right above David Wallace. So those are two bosses during the show. I'm going to put him right above David Wallace. I think he has a little bit better moments. My favorite episode is with him is when he's trying to find Jim the whole episode. and Jim just is running away. I don't know why I'm blanking on the reason why he was trying to find Jim. Oh, Andy told him something that Jim said something, and then Andy and him were like, "Oh, let's go find Jim." And Jim is just running the whole time, going to his car outside, and they catch him on the ladder. He caught him trying to escape on the ladder, go to the roof or something. My favorite episode with them probably. So yeah, he's or when they went to his house or whatever. That was also when he threw that party was a good episode. But yeah, he's definitely above Davis Wall and Holly for me. But like I said, I can't put him over Angela and Stanley being iconic characters, and I think they are really underrated. Oh man, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name, man. Why am I can't be forgetting these. I have to look this one up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. She is a bigger character. I will never forget the main cast, but these side characters. What was her name? Oh no. Can my phone load? Karen. Karen. Here's the thing. I liked her better. I liked her better in Parks and Rec. Her character in Parks and Rec is really good. In this show, it was okay. To be honest, I think she is a fair C tier. I'll give her top of C tier because she did a lot while she was in the show, and it wasn't for that long. But she had a lot of stories, and dating Jim, I think, helped her. But for me, yeah, she is C tier. Nothing crazy. Kelly, I think every main cast can't like. I mean, I know I did Phyllis because I just hate her, but I feel like if I actually like them, they have to be B tier or above, in my opinion. So Kelly, I think I like her more than Oscar and Kevin. I still think I love Daryl a little more. Or I said love. Calm down. Love's a strong word. I think I like Daryl a little more than Kelly, but Kelly and Ryan's relationship was really cool. And talk about Ryan, here he is. I'm gonna put Ryan. I think he's A tier for me. Above David Wall. I think he's right here. I think he's right here in A tier. I like Stanley and Angela better. Ryan is above them because he was like literally in it the whole show. But these three are cool. Holly and them. But yeah, Ryan I'm gonna put right in the middle of A tier. Meredith, honestly, she had funny moments, but I'll put her at B tier, but like she's not that in a B tier. I'm gonna be honest. She's definitely at that in a B tier. She is fine. I think out of the main cast, she's probably like the most boring, other than Phyllis. I know I'm gonna keep saying that, but other than Phyllis and everyone else, Phyllis I just hated, but everyone else I can stand. But like, I didn't hate Meredith. She was just fine. You know, she didn't have too much crazy stories. And in Creed, the same. I think I like him a little more than Meredith. Like I said, she's probably the most boring, other than Phyllis. So I'll put Creed there. Jan had very funny moments. She did. But she is C tier. I'm going to put her second in C tier. I think she's right above David Wallace. She was a little funnier than David Wallace. Not as much as Karen, though. Karen's still a little above Jan. So I'm going to put her there. C tier. And then Andy, S tier. S tier, to be honest. S tier. My third favorite character of the show. Their favorite character. Another newer character that came in later in the show, and another character I wish was there in the earlier seasons. He would have been funnier. He actually came in earlier than Aaron. So Aaron was the new batch, right? They had the main cast, a new batch, and then bam bam bam, and a new. They had like different phases of new characters coming in. Aaron was like in the later, so she came in late. But I loved Andy. I think he's funny. I love the actor. I like him in The Hangovers. I like him in all of the movies he does. I don't know why I'm blanking on the real actor's real life name. I know his character's Andy Bernard. What's Ed Helms? Ed Helms. I already had the cast on my phone, so that was easy. Ed Helms is a really good actor, and he had really good moments. His anger issues problem, and probably my top 5 funniest Office moments is when they're ringing the phone, Jim and them, to aggravate Andy. Jim was ringing the phone in the roof, and he couldn't find it, so he punched the wall because he has anger problems. Definitely top 5 funniest Office moments. For just that alone, he's an S tier. But yeah, so there you guys found my top 3 Office characters: Jim, Michael, and Andy. And then I'll put him above Dwight, Jim, and Aaron. But yeah, and then Toby, him as a character is very, very boring. But him and Michael Scott relationship is some of the funniest moments, and he has funny reactions. So for that alone, I'm gonna put him right next to Ryan. I so like Stanley, Angela, and Ryan, but because him and Michael, if he didn't have those moments of Michael Scott as a character, he is pretty boring. It would probably be B or C, but because of those moments of Michael Scott hating him, those are some of my favorite moments of the show. So I'm putting him at A right there. And then I can't believe they even have this guy in here because they didn't have really. They could have had the other guest stars as well, but I guess it's because he did have a few episodes with them. So Will Ferrell, I'm forgetting his character's name, but Will Ferrell had a guest appearance. He was like the boss until he was playing basketball and got a head injury. So yeah, he was funny, but unfortunately, I like Meredith. Might have been. No, I don't want to put him above Meredith though. But I kind of liked him, you know, even though it was like 2 or 3 episodes. Is that fair to put him over? I just Meredith is kind of boring, man. I have to do it. I'm sorry. I have to do it. 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 You know what? Screw it. Meredith is right here. You know what? Screw it. I can't. She's getting demoted because I like Jan and Karen better than her. You know, I might like even David Wallace better than her. I don't care about Roy and these three though, but yeah, I can like yeah. I'm sorry. I was trying to give her the benefit of doubt being the main cast, but I'm sorry. She is probably the most boring. I hated Phyllis, and like this is my most hated character is Phyllis, and the most boring character to me was probably Meredith. So she has to go in C tier, unfortunately. Will Ferrell was really funny in those like few episodes he was in, but since it was only a few episodes, for me he can't be anything higher than a B. And all these characters had a lot funnier moments, so he's at the end of B tier, but he is in the middle at least. So yeah, let's go through the tier list one more time before we wrap up the video. So in S tier, in order: Jim, Michael, Andy, Dwight, Pam, Aaron. All my S tier. Those are my favorite characters of The Office. They're just funny. Being my top three my number one is Jim. In A tier, Stanley and Angela, the two most underrated characters in the show. And then we have Ryan, Toby, forgetting this guy's name, Charles, and Holly. Why am I? Oh, Daryl. Daryl, Kelly, Oscar, Kevin, Creed, Will Ferrell. And B, C, Karen, Jan, David Wallace, Meredith, Roy, Why am I blanking on his name? I'm talking. It's too late. Oh man, why I just said his name earlier when I was ranking him. Anyways, Gabe, the two assistant. Oh my bad, that's C tier. And D tier, the two assistants. One of them is I'm forgetting. I don't know. Wow, I need to go to bed or something. I'm blanking on stuff now. Joe, Todd Packer, Hank, Bob Vance, Nelly, and Phyllis is these are the characters to be honest, don't care. When they come on screen, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, like they don't have a scene here and there I laugh at, but they are definitely my least favorite characters. So yeah, that's my Office tier list. If you guys want me to do more tier lists on this channel, tell me what to do next. I will say my second favorite show of all time is The Walking Dead. That might be a little longer one because there's a lot more characters, but if y'all want to see me do that, I'm down. Or if you're the fan of The Office, you might be a fan of Parks and Rec. I also like Parks and Rec, so maybe I can do that as well. Or any show. Obviously, I had to watch it before, though. Just be like, hey, Bailey, did you... Well, that's my name. Or you can say Obi-Wan a Cracker. Hey, Obi-Wan a Cracker, did you ever watch this show? Can you do a tier list for this? I'm down to do it. I'm down to do more tier lists. Just switch up the content on this channel. I'm always trying to think of new ideas. So, yeah, if y'all enjoyed tier lists, just let me know below in the comments. See, I can't even say words anymore, yo. Let me just hit the hey. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.